Imagine this: one simple kiss and suddenly all resistance melts away. You might think it's magic, but it's actually science and psychology. In the next few minutes, I'll reveal the 5 specific places that trigger irresistible attraction and how mastering them changes the way connection happens instantly. Most people overlook subtle cues. They go straight for the lips and miss the points that actually create a powerful emotional and physiological response. You see, there's a reason some kisses linger in memory for a lifetime. And it's not about technique alone. It's about understanding the brain, the body, and the heart. If you're finding this eye-opening, hit the like button and subscribe, because the next few insights will completely change the way you connect with someone you care about. The neck is one of the most sensitive and intimate areas of the body because it contains a high concentration of nerve endings and is closely connected to the senses of touch and emotion. When attention is given to the neck, it triggers a physiological response that goes beyond mere attraction. It activates a sense of vulnerability and trust. This is not about simply placing a kiss anywhere on the neck. It's about timing, subtlety, and awareness. The most effective way to approach this area is slowly paying attention to the other person's reactions. Light, deliberate touches along the sides or back of the neck can heighten anticipation and create a sense of suspense, which the brain interprets as intimacy. Psychologically, the neck is linked to both protective instincts and sensual receptivity. When someone allows this area to be touched, it signals an unconscious willingness to connect and a comfort level that is rare to find. The neck is also visually and physically prominent. It draws the eye naturally, which means that even a small, thoughtful gesture in this area can have a disproportionately large emotional impact. This is why many people remember a kiss on the neck long after the moment has passed. It engages multiple layers of experience, tactile sensation, emotional signaling, and even olfactory cues. Moreover, because the neck is often associated with vulnerability, kissing it conveys respect and care simultaneously, which strengthens emotional bonding. In essence, a kiss on the neck is not just about arousal. It's about creating a profound sense of intimacy and psychological connection. Mastering the timing, pressure, and sensitivity in this area can transform a simple gesture into a deeply memorable experience that resonates on both a physical and emotional level. It is one of those areas where subtlety becomes power and attention becomes attraction. These areas are incredibly sensitive and play a unique role in attraction and emotional connection. The jawline is a zone where subtle pressure and gentle kisses can stimulate both the nerves and emotional circuits associated with attention and care. Light touches or kisses along the jawline signal focus and attentiveness, which the brain interprets as interest and presence. It's not about rushing or using force. The impact comes from timing and delicacy. The ears similarly are highly responsive due to the density of nerve endings in the area. A soft kiss or a gentle nibble on the earlobe can create an immediate physiological response, triggering arousal and excitement in a way that feels intimate without being overwhelming. Psychologically, these areas are associated with sensitivity and trust. Allowing someone to touch or kiss them signals a level of comfort and openness. The combination of jawline and ears works on multiple levels. It activates sensory pleasure while simultaneously conveying attentiveness, creating a sense of being truly seen and appreciated. Subtlety is key. The approach should be slow, deliberate, and responsive to cues because overdoing it can easily feel intrusive rather than intimate. In addition, the jawline and ears are visually prominent, which makes attention here feel deliberate and personal, not accidental. These gestures communicate care, focus, and presence, enhancing emotional intimacy alongside physical attraction. When done correctly, kissing along the jawline and ears leaves a lasting impression because it engages both the mind and the body. It becomes more than a fleeting physical interaction. It resonates as a signal of attentiveness, respect, and connection. In essence, the jawline and ears are areas where careful conscious attention can create deep resonance, building anticipation and desire naturally while strengthening emotional closeness in a way that is both subtle and powerful. These areas may seem unconventional for attraction, but they carry profound psychological significance. A kiss on the forehead or temple is not about passion in the traditional sense. It communicates care, protection, and emotional safety. The forehead is closely associated with trust and openness, as it is a prominent and vulnerable part of the face. When attention is given here, it signals that the connection is more than physical, it's emotional. Similarly, the temples are sensitive zones both physically and emotionally because of their proximity to the head and brain, which naturally heightens awareness and intimacy when touched thoughtfully. Timing and subtlety are essential. A slow, gentle kiss on the forehead or temple conveys attentiveness and presence, showing that one is attuned to the other's emotional state. Psychologically, these areas activate feelings of being cherished and understood, triggering oxytocin release, which strengthens bonding and feelings of closeness. Unlike more overtly sensual areas, the forehead and temples invite a sense of calm and reassurance, which paradoxically can intensify attraction because they establish a foundation of trust and emotional safety. People remember these gestures because they evoke a sense of being valued beyond surface-level desire. This type of kiss signals empathy, mindfulness, and connection, which are critical for deep relational chemistry. It's about creating a moment where the person feels seen and emotionally supported, which naturally lowers defenses and makes the experience more intimate. Engaging these areas combines physical touch with emotional resonance, forming a subtle but powerful bridge between affection and desire. In essence, kissing the forehead or temple is an understated but profoundly impactful gesture that strengthens connection, conveys genuine care, and sets the stage for deeper emotional and physical intimacy without ever feeling forceful or overbearing. These areas are incredibly effective for creating intimacy because they combine physical sensitivity with emotional signaling. The skin around the shoulders and collarbone is thin and highly responsive to touch, making it a subtle yet powerful zone for connection. A gentle kiss or light touch here can produce a strong physiological response, sending signals of attention and presence to the nervous system. It's not about pressure or intensity. It's about awareness and timing, responding to micro-reactions and adjusting touch accordingly. Psychologically, the shoulders and collarbone communicate vulnerability and trust. Exposing these areas, even partially, is a sign that someone feels comfortable and safe, and a kiss here acknowledges and honors that openness. The collarbone in particular has a naturally sensual contour, and light, deliberate attention in this area can heighten anticipation and emotional engagement. Touching or kissing the shoulders conveys attentiveness, respect, and a sense of closeness, which strengthens both emotional and physical bonds. It's also visually impactful. These areas are easily noticed but often overlooked, which makes careful attention feel intentional and intimate. When done with sensitivity, it can trigger both subtle excitement and deep emotional resonance, creating a lasting impression without overstimulation. This combination of physical responsiveness and emotional symbolism makes the shoulders and collarbone highly effective zones for connection. Engaging these areas requires a slow, mindful approach that prioritizes the other person's comfort and signals genuine care. By focusing on these areas, a simple kiss becomes more than a physical gesture. It transforms into an experience that combines sensory pleasure, anticipation, and emotional depth. The shoulders and collarbone are where awareness, touch, and psychological understanding intersect to create a meaningful and memorable intimate moment. These areas are often overlooked, but they hold a subtle power in creating connection and intimacy. The skin on the hands is densely packed with nerve endings, making even light touch or a gentle kiss highly sensitive. When attention is given here, it communicates care, attentiveness, and emotional attunement because it signals that you notice even the smaller, often ignored parts of the body. Psychologically, the hands and fingers are associated with action, expression, and personal space. So engaging these areas thoughtfully creates a sense of closeness and trust. A kiss on the back of the hand or along the fingers is both delicate and intentional. It conveys respect and tenderness while simultaneously triggering a physical response that can heighten arousal. The key is subtlety and timing. Rushing or overemphasizing the gesture can feel awkward, but when done slowly, it draws attention to the shared moment and reinforces emotional presence. This action also mirrors deeper relational dynamics. It's a micro-expression of attentiveness and reciprocity. It signals that you are present, observant, and invested in the other person's experience, which strengthens emotional bonds visually and emotionally. The gesture is intimate because hands are extensions of ourselves used for touch, support, and connection. Engaging them in this way communicates both vulnerability and care, creating a memorable interaction that lingers longer than a typical kiss elsewhere. When combined with eye contact or subtle body alignment, a kiss on the hands or fingers transforms a simple gesture into a full emotional experience. It bridges the physical and psychological enhancing feelings of closeness, trust, and subtle desire. Mastering this overlooked area allows a kiss to become not just a touch, but a signal of profound attentiveness, emotional resonance, and connection that leaves a lasting impression. This concept is less about a specific body part and more about the psychology of connection, which dramatically enhances the effect of any kiss. When someone subtly mirrors the movements, pace, and emotional responses of the other person, it creates a sense of familiarity, safety, and mutual understanding. For example, if one person leans slightly forward, a matching lean or gentle alignment in body posture signals attentiveness and emotional attunement. This mirroring activates unconscious neural patterns in the brain, creating a feeling that the interaction is natural, safe, and mutually enjoyable. Reciprocity is equally powerful. Responding to a touch or kiss in a balanced, thoughtful way reinforces the sense of partnership and emotional connection. This isn't about imitation. It's about synchronization that demonstrates awareness and care. Psychologically, humans are wired to respond positively to mirrored behaviors because they signal empathy, attentiveness, and shared intent. When combined with kisses on sensitive areas like the neck, jawline, shoulders, or hands, mirroring amplifies the emotional and physiological effects, making each gesture feel more potent and memorable. This approach also subtly reduces tension and resistance because the other person perceives the interaction as balanced, non-intrusive, and emotionally safe. It enhances attraction by combining the physical sensation of touch with the psychological satisfaction of feeling understood and mirrored. In practice, this means paying attention to the other person's cues, responding with gentle timing, and creating a rhythm that matches their energy without forcing it. By engaging in mirroring and reciprocity, even small gestures, a light kiss on the hand, a gentle touch on the shoulder, or a soft kiss on the jawline become layered with deeper meaning. This synchronization elevates simple kisses into experiences of emotional resonance, mutual pleasure, and connection that are difficult to forget. Mastering this interplay between touch, timing, and emotional attunement transforms physical gestures into profound experiences of intimacy and attraction. Ultimately, creating an irresistible connection isn't about technique alone. It's about presence, awareness, and emotional attunement. Every kiss, every gentle touch, and every subtle gesture communicates far more than words ever could. By focusing on sensitive areas like the neck, jawline, ears, forehead, shoulders, and even the hands, while remaining attentive to cues, timing, and reciprocity, a simple kiss transforms into an experience of trust, desire, and deep emotional resonance. What makes these moments unforgettable isn't just physical pleasure. It's the combination of care, vulnerability, and connection. When attention is given thoughtfully, when presence and empathy guide each touch, a kiss becomes a bridge between minds and hearts. Mastering these principles isn't manipulation, it's conscious connection. It's about creating intimacy that lingers, attraction that feels natural, and moments that are remembered long after they happen. In the end, the power of a kiss lies not in its speed or intensity, but in the care, focus, and psychological awareness behind it. Those who understand this can transform ordinary gestures into deeply meaningful experiences, leaving a lasting imprint on both the body and the heart. What makes this topic truly compelling is that it sits at the intersection of psychology, biology, and emotional intelligence rather than just physical attraction. A kiss in its deepest sense is not a technique to be perfected, but a form of communication. The human brain is constantly scanning for signals of safety, intention, and authenticity, and touch is one of the fastest ways to deliver those signals. When someone is fully present, attentive to subtle cues, and emotionally aware, even the simplest gesture can feel powerful and unforgettable. There is also a strong neurological component at play. Gentle, intentional touch can trigger the release of oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, along with dopamine, which is associated with pleasure and reward. This combination creates a feeling of comfort mixed with excitement, which is why certain moments linger in memory far longer than others. It's not about intensity, it's about how the brain interprets the experience. When a kiss is aligned with emotional timing and mutual comfort, it becomes encoded as something meaningful rather than just physical. Another important layer is anticipation. The human mind is highly responsive to what is about to happen, sometimes even more than what is happening in the moment. Slow, mindful progression, pauses, eye contact, subtle movements builds tension in a way that heightens sensitivity. This is why rushing often diminishes the experience while patience amplifies it. The space between actions becomes just as important as the action itself. There is also a subtle power in restraint. Not every moment needs to escalate quickly. Holding back slightly, allowing emotions to unfold, and staying attuned to the other person's responses creates a sense of depth. It shifts the interaction from something predictable to something emotionally engaging. This unpredictability, when paired with sensitivity, is often what transforms an ordinary interaction into something memorable. Ultimately, the deeper truth is that attraction is not just about where or how you kiss, but how well you understand the emotional landscape of the moment. Presence, timing, and genuine attentiveness carry far more weight than any specific action. When those elements align, a kiss stops being just a physical gesture and becomes an experience that resonates on multiple levels, leaving a lasting impression that goes beyond the moment itself.